someone in a healing session, like, we are walking symphonies in these bodies, you know? We're like literally a symphony of creation where all of our organs and different muscles have their own frequency that could be, if we had the ears to hear it, a tone. Yes. And if they're all played together in the intricacy and perfection that we were born with, it's like a symphony. And so if one of those parts is out of tune, kind of like the string section of our kidney is like playing the wrong tune. Yes. You know, and really it's like we can bring that back into the right tuning to play with the orchestra of our bodies again. And the easiest way I've found to do that is just to give the body an example of the great music.
So I place them on all the suture points in the cranium. And it affects you in your mind and your emotions as well as your physical body, depending on what your issue is that we're dealing with. Creates deep relaxation.
The spiritual aspect of Lomi is very important. People ask me all the time what Lomi Lomi is. And it's not a simple answer, but I could say simply that Lomi Lomi is Hawaiian-style unconditional loving. It's really incorporates the spirit of aloha. Lomi Lomi is something that for me and for everyone is a lot more than just Hawaiian massage. Right. In fact, it's it can be a real self-actualization tool.
Kamala o na pua o na mo ki hana kaua o la honua.
In this, the tradition of La'alapao, the foundation of our people was the spiritual aspect that had to be brought in with the cognitive. And, and so we use the cognitive, which is knowledge. You need to gain knowledge so that you know what you're doing. But then it was the spiritual side. Do you communicate with the great divine source? Do you, can you listen to him? Do you hear him? Why was it important? Well, it was important because knowledge, knowledge has no feeling. I think, therefore I do. But with knowledge, with intuition, which is the spirit now, I think, I feel, then I do.
In Ayurveda, we use Ayurveda warm oil massage, or the Abhyanga, where we use warmed oils and particular strokes to actually balance the energies of the body.
Well, what kind of oils do you use?
I use, well, some of them you might not have heard of, but basic oils that are good for each dosha, like a coconut oil is cooling and a sesame is warming and stimulating. And then there's lots of herbalized oils that are good for everything from rheumatoid inflammation to building up strength and nourishing the tissues.
So you mentioned the doshas, and I had heard of the doshas, and I know that there's three, that all of us are broken down into three basic doshas. Can you explain just for a moment what that means?
Yes. There are 5 elements. We're all a combination and permutation of these 5 elements, and they are space, air, fire, water, and earth. And those come together to form vata, space and air, pitta, fire and water, and kapha, water and earth.
Ramanna Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramanna Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya.
And is this a special kind of buttermilk that you're using?
No, I made this from a plain yogurt and water, and I just beat them together and then added the herbs and strained it.
Oh, so this is really special. It's homemade.
Yes, of course. We love that in Ayurveda.
And how long does a normal treatment last? Because we're going to do a shorter version
today. Yes, of course. Probably about 20 or 25 minutes, the pour, and then the massage before, or the special treatment before, about an hour.
And what kind of massage would Lena receive normally?
Great question. It depends. If she was in a full panchakarma, this would be done after a few days of opening, and we would probably have done the rice and milk boluses, which is really targeted to quietening the joints, pitta in the joints. And then we would add this as a complement at the end.
Almost all of the people that I'm aware of who make flower essences use a sun distillation system where simply put, you usually cover the surface of the bowl with freshly picked flowers that you haven't touched or interacted with your body. And those go into a virgin bowl that's been cleared and cleaned of all other energy distraction, and that's left in the sun for at least 5 hours. The additional thing is there is the role of intention here, and it's really not very complicated from my perspective, and I can say that I have a lot of energetic feedback that when I prepare a flower essence tinctures, and when I begin the process, the flowers are in the bowl, everything's set, the sun is happening, but it really doesn't start happening until I then energetically connect with the energy that's behind the flowers, the energy of everything that's going on in that area, and I ask, please now begin the process of transferring your energy into this water. And I'm feeling shivers just mentioning it, but that's sort of what happens. It's like all of a sudden a field that I can actually feel begins.
So they passed and they chose to become dragonflies, one red, one purple, free on a breeze in a grand symphony, a wetland. Oh, the beauty.
Now, there is quite a difference in the effect on the human body, whether you put the oils on the skin to affect physical imbalances, or when you spray the oils or inhale a scent, whether you're breathing in the scent of a rose or an essential oil. There are I think like 800 receptors in the nose that pick up those oil molecules. It goes through the olfactory bulb in the front of the brain, over the pituitary, the pineal, and the amygdala, and into the limbic brain. And at this point, it affects the emotional and the mental attitude of the person, and also their spiritual well-being.